Alright, for starters in setting up our procedural texture, we're going to take a look at the texture slope. And the idea here is to establish where our cliff texture is going to be visible. So to simplify the look of things and just to allow us a little bit more focus, I'm going to grab my texture height settings and I'm really going to tweak those. We're going to push all of them starting at the bottom to 1. I'm just hitting Shift Tab and marching my way up. And then this last one, I'm just going to drag up to like 0.9 something. So really what I'm doing is I'm taking this out of the mix, more or less, and just pushing it all to texture 1, which is going to be our sand texture. So now let's just focus here on texture slope. Again, this allows us to control where we see our cliff. And it has 2 settings. It has cliff start and cliff end. This is the angle at which you want the cliff texture to start to be showing, and then the angle after which it's just 100% cliff texture.
Right, it's going to control the blending between no cliff to 100% cliff texture.
Now you can control this numerically with precision, or you can actually control the little flags up here on the gradient. But let's just start off by punching in a value of 45 degrees for the start, and then we'll say that by 50 degrees we are at our cliff texture, and then we'll click Apply Procedural Texture. And you see what we get here. As soon as we make it to 45 degrees, we start switching over to the cliff texture. By the time we get to 50, we're at 100% opacity. Now, if I use my flags, I can start expanding the gap between these 2 values. And notice, as I widen it out, the blending becomes a lot softer. As a matter of fact, we're not even really making it to full cliff texture, except maybe on some of these really, really steep edges. Now, I will throw this out as a tip. Try to avoid extremes in the range of 0 to 90, so stay away from 0 and stay away from 90 for the most realistic results here. Aside from that, it's really just up to you and what you think looks good. So let's say we pull this between 45 and 60, and that's really exposing a lot of the rock here, still showing plenty of the sand up the back of this little mountain. So you see that I've sloped off the back here just so that we have something that will expose our various height-based textures. But that's all there is to the texture slope. Really, you're just controlling, again, at what angle you start seeing that cliff texture and the angle at which you see nothing but the cliff texture. That's going to wrap things up for this video. Thanks for watching.